1983 Ford XR3i, 1600 litre petrol engine. This one, it is the XR3i. It's the sought after, the one everybody wants.
What's a 1600 litre there?
Was that what I just said there?
Yeah,
I'm going to leave that in there because people make mistakes, human error. It is a 1.6 litre petrol. Thank you very much for that, James. So it is the XR3i. In need of a little bit of love, this one. But look at the price on it, sensibly priced. You know, these cars restored now are doing very high teens and some of them into the 20s of thousands of pounds. 20s of thousands of pounds, that's a good word, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a long day here today. We've got loads of cars to get through. So I apologise if I sound like I'm half asleep or I'm not making my words right. See, again, making my words right. And I'm going to leave that on there to prove that we all do make mistakes and these videos aren't edited or messed around with. Right, bodywork wise, we'll start off the bonnet, work our way around the car, into the interior, and we're going to do an engine start up. It is a runner and driver. I know it might not look like it, but it definitely does. You see it's got a bit of paint fade there on the bonnet. As we work our way up the bonnet, it is faded. We've got a few marks on the paintwork itself, but it's all nice and straight up both sides. Onto the scuttle there at the back. We've got some lacquer peel and a little bit of corrosion starting around the windscreen. I'm not talking about this bit here, we'll get to that in a second. Nice and straight across the roof, lovely and tidy across the roof. It's been in long-term storage, this one, just come out. Bit of corrosion on the left-hand side, just bubbling by the windscreen, but nice and straight across the roof and no corrosion at the top half of the windscreen. As we come down the bonnet, like I say, nice and straight, it is faded. Nice and tidy on both headlights, are crystal clear. We've got no cracks in those, a little bit of moisture in that one. The grid itself is all intact, nice and straight. We've got no fins missing, no cracks. With the driving lamps, as we come down the left-hand side, the lower valance is in nice condition. As in this bit here, the rubber part, all nice and straight, nice and tight to the body. Bumper corners are all good. As we work our way across the front end there, we've got a little bit of corrosion on the right-hand side. The bumper corner is a little bit scuffed on this side, but the lower valance is all intact. We're working our way onto the driver's wing. We're going to need some attention here. We've got some rust on the driver's wing. If I go nice and slow, you can clearly see that. I don't think that's going to polish out. It's going to need some fab work on a new set of wings. Down the lower half again, we've got some corrosion there. We've got the right RS wheels all the way around there. I know it's an XR3, RS turbo wheels, XR3 wheels. Going to want some attention. There is a bit of a rolling project, this one. Across the lower half, we've got some crusty bits on the lower half of the driver's door. Have a good look at the sill there. If I go nice and slow, I'm not missing anything out. We've got a dent and some corrosion on the back of the driver's door. As you work your way up the driver's door, nice and straight on the top half, bit of paint fade there, but we're nice and straight across the door. A few little bits at the back of the door there where it's been opened up onto something. All the body kit bits are there. As we come around the rear arch driver's side, you'll see we've got some tape over the fuel cap and we've got some corrosion on the arch and the lower valance itself there. Rest of the quarter, a few little marks, but nice and straight. Bit of fade on there again. We'll do sort of pillars here round the screen and we'll have a good look at the roof from the back, all nice and straight across the roof. Down the right hand side rear, lights are okay, bumper corners are all right, but we have got some corrosion at the back on the lower valance. You can clearly see there's some holes there. Our way around, that's the left hand side there, and a few little bits behind the bumper. Bumper itself's all okay, the lights are all crack free. As we work our way up the boot, you'll see it's missing the boot lock there, and we've got some rust on the boot itself. Spoiler is all nice and tidy. No big cracks for the actual rubber on the spoiler itself. As we come round to the left-hand side, have a good look at the valance then. As we come round the arch again, some areas that need some attention, some metal work in those. Still got that lower stone guard splitter there, all nice and tidy. Rest of the quarter's nice and straight. We've got a bit of a scuff on the back there, but a little bit faded in places as well. You can clearly see that. As we come down the passenger front door, again, we've got some swelling, some corrosion at the back. Good look at the sill there. There's various holes and marks on the sill and that front wing there, which we'll get to in a second. Bottom of the door, bits and pieces. Rest of the door, top half again, nice and straight, but it is faded on the paint side of things. Onto the front wing, we've got various bits of corrosion. You'll see the wing sort of out a little bit because it needs some attention to the wing. Lower half again, big holes in the bottom there. Arch itself looks pretty good though. Various bits of rust on that. Onto the interior now. Well worth putting some money into this one with a bit of the XR3i. The door does drop on the hinge. Door card itself wants a bit of love in here. It's missing a bit off the handle. The seat itself, got a few nicks out the seat. Bottom half's okay, top half, a few little nicks, but nice and firm as well. The insert, all okay, no rips or tears on the insert. Across the top of the dashboard, no cracks to that. On the left-hand side, right-hand side, we've got a few cracks on the clocks around there at the top on the right-hand side. Steering wheel's all okay, a little bit of wear, but not bad at all. Centre console's all right. 5-speed manual, this one. The dials are nice and clear, easy to read as well. Showing 37,220. That might have been round, I'm not too sure. If you check the website, James will detail all that. Black headline is lovely and clean. No sagging. We've got some what's a good clean in here. Back seats don't seem to be ripped or torn anywhere. We've got some mould and some bits and pieces that want squaring up on the back seats. Onto the boot now. You'll see we've got the correct alloys in the boot. We've got a repair section and a few other little bits in there. See, you got a set of 5 of the correct XR3 wheels. Parcel shelf has got some standard 6x9s in. Very sort of 80s and 90s that. Period correct, we're going to call that one. Onto the left hand side, the front door. The door card itself's nice and tidy. No problems with that there. No bits missing off that side. The seat, nice and tidy there. Wants a bit of a clean. No rips or tears in that. The bolster is nice and firm on the bottom and on the side. Dashboard from the left hand side, just a few little bits to sort out in there. Have a good look at the seats from the left hand side rear. Like I say, there is some bits of mold on there that wants a good clean to sort of evaluate what you need to do in there. Into the engine bay now. 1.6 litre. Have a good look in there. Let's just do the strut tops and have a good look through that. See what that needs. A little bit of there behind the battery tray. It needs some restoration work there. Please don't ask me if it's going to drive you to London. It does start mine on the button and I've driven it around the yard. Seems to select the gears all right. The brakes work. James is going to fire it up for us here. Firing straight into life and no hesitation there. No issues at all from that. Little bit of a rev change. The engine sounds really healthy. That engine sounds lovely. There you have it. The Ford Escort XR3i. Wants a bit of love, that one. Well worth the money these days.